The question of how we become separated from Krishna is the question. I mean, of all of the doubts and all of the questions, that is the question. How in the world did I become separated? Did I become illusioned in the first place? And you're probably not going to be satisfied with my answer, because I don't believe that intellectually there is a very satisfying answer to that question. Mm-hmm. Nor do I believe that we can understand that question until we're at the answer to that question until we're at a certain level of realization. And the reason is because understanding the answer to that question requires a deep level of humility. It's kind of like asking, why do people smoke? I mean, we're born, most of us anyway, are born with healthy lungs. The majority of people are born with healthy lungs. Why would somebody willingly pollute their lungs? And they have to pay for it too. So why would someone willingly pay money to pollute their lungs and cause themselves disease? Now, I've never smoked, but I don't think the pleasure of smoking is that great. Whatever effects nicotine has on the system, I don't know. But is it really that nice that it's worth damaging your whole health for? I mean, is there anyone who smokes because they sit down with some, chart of pros and cons and logically decide that it's a good decision? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. In the tobacco industry, they never advertise like that. The tobacco industry, they don't say, well, okay, smoking gives you this much percentage of chance of lung cancer and heart disease, and you're going to look old before your time. But look at what you're going to get out of it. It's so worth the risk. They never do that. They're selling a fantasy. They're selling an idea that if you smoke, you're going to be some cowboy riding off into the sunset on your horse, or, you're going to have a woman under each arm. I mean, they're selling an idea. So if you say, why does anyone start smoking? You can't really answer that. Mm-hmm. The only reason is absolute utter stupidity. And the only reason we're separated from Krishna is absolute utter stupidity. And it's knowing foolishness. It's an aware foolishness. Though that's kind of inconceivable. Why would anybody with knowledge do something that foolish? There isn't a why. There really isn't. I mean, if you want to get into a why, you can say it's curiosity. You could say it's envy. I mean, there's ways you can answer that, but none of those are intellectually satisfying. But at a certain point, one sees it. At a certain point, one understands that actually we're never separated from Krishna, but that out of sheer foolishness, that we had that desire. And it's not simply a desire we had way back in some uncountable history. It's a decision we're making at every moment. We are making at every moment a decision. Do I want to be separated from, do I want to have this illusion of separation, or do I want to engage in a loving relationship of giving and service? So we really have that choice at every moment. But people will argue philosophically forever and ever and ever about the original cause of illusion. The question is asked in the Bhagavatam, what is the cause of the living beings being illusioned? And the answer is, you will not like this, it's like seeing your head cut off in a dream. That's the answer. And that's it. That's the only answer that's given. So, of course, if you're seeing your head being cut off in a dream, that's not real. So we're not really separated from Krishna. We have willingly embraced this illusion for no good reason. There simply isn't a good reason. There's foolish reasons. And it's very difficult for us to embrace the fact that we made and are making such a foolish decision. Something else that may be helpful is that it's not that we've come to this state on this earth planet immediately from our original state of divine consciousness. There's many, many planets, and there's many different forms of life. And our first sense of separation from Krishna is very small. It's very slight. And the way I could give you an analogy of this is an alcoholic. So I think I can safely say that nobody plans to be an alcoholic. That when people first drink, they figure they're not going to become alcoholics. It's something that creeps up on them very gradually.
Mm-hmm.
So our being completely overwhelmed by illusion is not something that happened in a moment. It's something that has crept up on us gradually. And it's not that we made some decision to be separated from Krishna and here we are on this earth planet in 2021, really overcome by illusion. But it's been a gradual thing over many lifetimes and even over many planets.